Hey Hogs, this is Coach Van Duzer doing a video for you guys. This is going to be primarily offensive focused. Talk about our blocks and our schemes against Park for this week. I'm going to talk over just their defense and how we're going to block it with our different plays, and then we'll go over and watch some film of last year. So first, I'm going to talk about our pass protection here. For pass protection, 50s and 90s is how we're going to block it up. Just our regular man on man away or MOMA scheme. Pretty much you're going to block the guy that's straight on top of you here. A-back is responsible for the two farther backers here. If they step up on blitz, that's going to be the A-back's guy. If they step up to the side, I'll show you what I'm talking about here. If they step up outside like this, that's still the A-back's guy. We don't have to worry about calling a fan. Just block your guy. So that means if this guy slants in, okay, tackle, you're still going to take him. Same thing, guard, if this guy slants in, you're going to take him. Okay, center, make sure you stay nice and square, and you might need to block both the nose and this backer. You just need to make sure you stay as square as possible to help out both sides. So that's our pass protection. Next one I'll talk about here is counter. Once again, this is under 3-4 Park. You should be able to see this as well. I'm going to share the plays again, just to double check, make sure you have access to them. So our counter play against Park, this is how we're going to do it. I know it's a jumbled mess, but I'll explain it. We're going to kick out the first person on or outside the tackle. Really what this guy's going to look like is that this end's going to be way out here. It's going to be like a wide 7. So the tackle, you're going to be down on this backer. Guard and center, play side guard and center, you're responsible for the nose and that backer that's 5 yards off the ball, this really far back one. Those are what you two guys are responsible for here. So play side guard, you're going to try to push block the nose over into the center's gap before you work up to this backside backer. If this nose is sitting in the center's gap as a one technique, the center would have a down block, and the guard, you would just go straight up to that backer right away. If this nose is in the guard's gap, most likely this backer is stacked here or is standing in the A gap. So center, you would just have to trust your rule and go block them and down block them, which means we can't get anyone to this backer. But most likely, if they're doing this stunt, most likely this backer is stepped up here, and that guy's going to slant in. This backer is going to slant outside. So we really don't even have to worry about him anyways, which would be good for us. But just trust your rules to block your gap, but we're going to try to double team him, and the play side guard's going to go up to that backside backer. Backside tackle, this is where it's different for you this week. Backside tackle, you are going to log this stacked backer, okay? This one that's sitting in as a 3 technique in this B gap, you are going to log him, okay? Now, if he's down in this A gap, the center should be saying down, down, down. I still want you to try to get down here and replace the guard like you normally would. You really have to make sure you get down here and get hip to hip with the center. That's really, really important that you get down there and do that. This end, like I said, these ends are super wide. They're out here like this, so I'm really not worried about them chasing it down or squeezing it. So you tackle, all you have to worry about is making sure that you really step down hard to try to block this guy, okay? Like I said, if he's on, most likely he's going to attack. If he's off like this, he's probably going to read this guard. So tackle, you might have to go and chase him. You might even have to push him past the hole by getting on him and just pushing him by the hole and chasing him if he leaves you. But you're responsible for this backside backer right here, backside tackle. I don't want you to worry about this end at all. You're just going to go attack this backside backer right here. So that's counter. And really, power and trap are kind of the same thing, guys, as what I just explained. Let me find power here. Power. So 3-4 Park. Same thing here. So backside tackle, same thing. All you're worried about is this backer right here. So you're going to go chase him and try to log him. I want you to log him and get your butt in between him and the play. I want you to get a part of that wall. Okay, same thing. Center, play side guard. Worried about the nose and that backer. Tackle, you're just trying to wash this backer that's 2 yards off the ball. Try to wash him as far as you can. Okay, the H is going to kick out this end. That's what we're kicking out on counter. And then play side guard or backside guard, you're pulling up for this backer right here. And it should be a beautiful play. As you can see right here, I already have it written, log 3 technique linebacker for backside tackle. Same thing for trap here. If I can find it here. Trap. I don't know if I created one for trap. No, I did not. I'll create one in a little bit here. Here, I have a flex one. So kind of the same thing here. I'll show you. This flex, it's kind of the same thing. So if we look at it this way, for trap, kicking out the first person on or outside the guard. We're not going to kick out these linebackers here just because they're not always going to be on. I think we did that last year, but we're not going to this year. We're just going to kick out the end. We're going to down block him. Okay, we're going to double the backside here. Same thing, backside tackle. You're going to go to this linebacker. And we're going to try to use some motions to really throw off the upper backs here to try to run trap. Other things I want to talk about is counter sweep. Or counter log, which is what we're going to call it. So counter log, notice it's just like counter. The only thing is that this guard is going to open pull. Guard's going to open pull here, and he's going to log the end. And the H is going to also come out here and log this backer. Notice everything else is exactly the same. We really want to do this if this end is squeezing super hard. So if he's just making it really hard for us to kick out because we've been kicking him out so much, he's just going to pull out and log him. That's the reason why we would run this play. Just try to help you guys out as well with kicking him out. It should make it easier for you guys to kick him out later because we logged him and ran outside him. So this is counter log, could be power log as well. Last one, dive Sam here. Okay, against 3-4 Park. So notice here for dive, play side tackle blocking out, play side guard, you're just man up on this backer here. Nose, center and backside guard, double teaming the nose up to the backside backer on dive Sam because the H is responsible for the Sam backer, backside tackle, trying to get in front of this backside backer right here. And regular dive, okay, center and backside guard, you two would be working up to the play side backer. And we would put the H on the backside, and the H would be working up to the backside backer that's 5 yards off the ball. So we would still have both of those guys taken care of. So regular dive, pretty much the H and the center will trade responsibilities. But in dive Sam, okay, you guys are doing the opposite. So H will get the Sam backer, you guys will get the weak side backer. So that's dive Sam. So we'll go over to some video here. I don't know how video is going to look like, what it's going to look like on Zoom, guys. So this is my first time doing it. We'll figure it out. So we'll watch last year's film against Park here. Really, I'm not going to show the plays that we ran really, where I'm just going to show you this right here. Okay, I'm going to show you how they're lined up here. So as you can see, Let's say we'll just talk about all our plays here. So let's say we're running dive to the offensive left here. Okay, he's out there in his gap. Notice he's a 3 technique, manned up there. Notice this guy's already kind of shaded off into a 1. So base technique right there. He's going up to the backer right there. And he's going to that backer. And the H is going to come up to him. That would be dive to the left. Okay, I don't know if, yep, this is the play that they're actually running. So this is actually how we'll block it here. The only thing H is, don't do what this H did. Okay, don't mess with this guy. We don't need to. He's not going to make the tackle. Look how far off he is. That's the other end. So H, just get up to this guy right away. Okay, I think that guy makes the tackle anyways. So make sure we do that. Well, that's how it's going to look really. I'm not going to be able to undo this, am I? Oh, maybe. All right. Next play here, sweep. Sweep's the same thing. Okay, but now we're trying to get to their outside armpit instead of their play side number. Okay, that all looks the same. The only thing is that the H is going to be on the play side. So pretend that the H is right here. So H, this end's going to line up head up on you. He's going to be a 6 technique. So H, you're actually going to have a slip block, and you're going to help double team this end with the tackle. The tackle, you'll still have a scoop. You're going to try to take him over. And the H, you're just going to try to pass this end off. And then you would work up to the second level and look for somebody else to block. Okay? So this would actually be a double team between the H and the tackle here for sweep. And we'll have you on the play side. For jet, we are not pulling the play side backer this week. We're not going to be pulling them because you have a guy in your gap and you need to block him. So that's what you're going to be doing. Next play, we'll talk about power here. Actually, we'll talk about counter. So for this one, counter, if we're running it to the offensive left, you're going to down block there. So here, play side guard. Okay, this is difficult. The center might say down, down, down here because he thinks that this guy's in his gap. If he says down, then you also just have a down all the way down to the backside backer. Okay, so if he said down, it would be just a down block right there for the center. If he said chip, you would make a push call and you would just punch this hip right here before you went up to backer anyways. Okay. Backside guard, pull, kick out. You're going to kick out this end who's way off the ball. This should be a really easy kick out for you this week. Okay, go attack him. Don't wait for him. Go get on that hip, run him out. Okay, and now backside tackle. This is going to be the most important block, I think, this week. You really need to step down hard and replace the guard and get your hip close to the center. Okay, so you can really take over this guy. You need to log this guy and not let him go running into the backfield free. You got to make sure you get all the way across there. If you need to cut your split down to 0, where you're standing shoe to shoe with the guard to help you do that, then make sure you do that. You can cut your split down as small as you want to make sure that you get in front of them. Okay, so you really got to make sure you replace the guard on power, counter, trap, whenever we have a pulling guard. Okay, so let's talk about counter sweep, or sorry, counter log. Okay, everything is the same for everybody. Okay, all the way down. Okay, down block there. Now the only difference, instead of you doing your normal kick out pull backside guard, what you're going to do is that you're going to open like you would on boot, pretend that we're running boot, and now you're going to come and try to log this guy. You're going to get to his outside shoulder. The reason why we would do this is pretend that this guy is squeezing really hard because we've been running power counter trap at him. Now it should be really easy for you to get out to this shoulder, and then our H will do the same thing. He'd get really wide, and then he would come lead up and block the play side backer. Okay, that's counter log, could be power log, where you and the H would flip responsibilities as well. Okay, next one, trap. Like I said, we're not going to trap the backer. We're going to still trap this guy. So doing everything like we normally would. Okay, blocking all the way back, blocking down here. Pull, kick out that guy. We can talk about this. We might talk about this in changes this week. We might not send this guard all the way down because it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. We might not send the guard all the way down to this backer. We might trap up again like we did last week. We might send you up to this backer because he's more of a threat. Well, we'll talk about that more later. We'll look at it this week. Okay. But that might be trap up or you might go all the way down. But we're still going to kick out this guy. Backside tackle, replace the guard. Okay. We'll be good to go. So that's trap. What else? Pass protection. Okay, just man on, man away. Blocking there. Blocking out. Blocking there. Blocking there. A back as this guy or that guy. Okay. Trying to think what else. I think that's pretty much all of our plays that we need to talk about. We talked about dive sweep, power counter trap, talked about counter log, power log. Dive Sam, we can talk about Dive Sam. So pretend if we're running Dive Sam this direction here. Okay. For Dive Sam, he would block out. So we're running Dive Sam to the right. He would block out here. H would lead up and through onto that backer. Okay. Here, U2 would be working the nose and this backer. And then you would just be blocking this guy right here. So center and backside guard working up to the backside backer instead of the play side on Dive Sam. I'm trying to think what else here. I don't know if I can find a blitz to show you one of their blitzes. I can show you just kind of what they'll look like here. Okay, so once again, you see here, the nose is offset. He's not always going to be head up, so we got to be prepared for that. And since he's out here, this backer is not in his normal 3 technique. He's kind of stacked behind, so they're doing some sort of weird stunt. So we'll just slowly run through the play here. Notice how wide the end is, and he squeezes down. This should be really easy to kick out. Okay. So here's one of their stunts that they do right here. So notice that there's only one Mike backer. The other Mike backer is over there. So if he's over here, you know that they're going to stunt. You know he's going to come off the edge. He's going to slant inside. He's going to go A gap. And notice that this nose is already offset to the side. So they're all going to come from this side. So watch. So notice he's coming off the edge. He's slanting inside. He's slanting inside. He's already slanting away. So you can pick up on that. And this is where we can come up with the call. We can say hot, 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 or just something that we recognize that there's going to be a blitz coming from that side, just so we're ready. I don't care if you point at that outside backer and say, hey, here comes the blitz. We can do that as well, just whatever we can recognize. If we notice that there's only one of these backers and another one's on the edge, we know the blitz is going to come from that side. Okay, so just be ready for that. I guess I can show you from this view as well. So notice this end, slants inside, already there. And we know that backer's coming off the edge. Okay, we pick it up well here in this play. Okay, this is what our power is pretty much going to look like. Okay, only thing is that we're not pulling the tackle. Okay, so tackle, you're just going to replace the guard, and the guard will be doing exactly what the tackle is doing. Okay, but notice how we wash it down here. We get a nice kick out. Okay, everything else is exactly the same. Just don't stand in the hole, please. Trying to find another blitz here. I think they do it on this drive here. Yeah, I think this might be it. Nope. Yep. So notice here, what do you notice? Only one backer. Okay, notice there's an extra guy off to the side, so you could say, hey, watch the blitz, hot, hot, hot. Okay, you know, he's going there. Okay, he's slanting in. They're all slanting this side here. Let's see if they do it. Okay, they're all trying to slant inside and collapse this gap here. That's all they're trying to do. So just make sure you call that out. Notice they got an extra guy. Actually, sorry, the extra guy's out here. That's my fault. I believe it is. Yep, because there's 1, 2, 3. Sorry, it's coming from this side. So really it's going to be there, 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 there. He's already lined up over there. So the nose gives it away as well because he lines up opposite of the blitz. So that's going to help you out there. Okay, they're just trying to collapse everything inside, which helps us out here because we're running outside. Show it again here. So notice he's lined up on this side. The backer's already out here. So he's slanting, he's there, he's inside. Okay, this guy is slanting in, trying to collapse everything down. Just block your gap. It's pretty simple. Okay, here's one where now they blitz the inside. So watch here. Notice how this nose is already in his gap. Notice how this guy backed off. He would be this walked up backer here, but he backed off. That's because he's doing a little stunt here with the nose guard. Okay, notice that this guy's just going to trigger. So if he's off like this, okay, so let's say if we're running counter to the left here, and you're this tackle, and you notice that this guy is off, this is where you can chase after him and go try to push him by the hole. That guy is your guy. Okay, I don't want you to worry about this guy at all. He's not going to get into play. He's just going to stay outside and squeeze, 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 just like he did there, and we don't need to worry about him. If they start crashing hard, then we might change that, okay? But backside tackle, you're going to go attack this guy. I think I'm going to stop right there just to make sure that this worked. And it was not all for nothing. So yeah, hopefully this worked and I helped you guys out a little bit. Let's see here.